Hey y'all, we're weatherproofing the house today because it's supposed to be like 20 degrees tonight, so we're taking hose pipes off and insulating things, and he's going to get a bulb, a heat lamp to put in the well. And we actually have snow flurries. You have to look really hard to see them. They were pretty heavy over where he was at, not like, heavy. No accumulation. But look at what I've got here. I was just to show y'all this. I come through here and I was like, Joseph, I think the cats has went in the house somewhere. I forgot I brought all this in. And it is so strong, I can hardly stand it all at one time. And a lot of it's flowered. We're going to get rid of those flowers. And I'm going to wash up all this basil. This was what was out in my garden. And there's a lot of it. And then I'm going to put it on some cookie sheets, and I think I'll put some in the freezer, and then I'll probably put some in my dehydrator and put it in some mason jars, and I'll have plenty of basil to use. So get out there and pick your garden. I don't really worry too much about my rosemary bush. I'm going to leave it because I can it's on the south side of the house, and it's tucked into a corner. It survived last year, even in those teen temperatures that we had. So I think it'll be fine. If anything, I'll throw a sheet over that. But we're just prepping for the weather. Showering Tim, and I'm going to pick all this off. Some of them look kind of rough, like where they've been out there and got brown spots last night. Last night bit it a little bit. But I'm not going to let it all go to waste. So we're going to do something with it. Was just saying, hey, and we will see y'all later. I think that I'm going to do, unless I change my mind, but I think at this moment I'm going to do a bacon pasta dish for supper later, and I'll post that this evening, probably closer to 6:37, depends on when we decide to get hungry and eat. So I'm going to go wash all my basil. I hope y'all are having a great day. Hey, if you're local, go outside and check out snow flurries. We get excited over a snow flurry. We don't ever get them. There's a ton of seed pods that I'm going to let dry out. Although I think I already still have a ton of seed. But I'll save them. And if there's ever a shortage of basil seed, we'll have plenty. The rest of them I threw back out there in that swimming pool that I had this stuff plugged into. Now we're going to wash this up, and then we're going to dry it out. I'm just going to throw it all into here. Give it a good wash. Although nothing's ever been sprayed on my stuff. I don't believe in putting spray on nothing. Not even Seven Dust. I mean, there's been 0 poisons or pesticide. But I'll wash it anyway, just in case a bug's bit on it. These are clean. I promise they are. They're just for this kind of junk. So they're little stains. They're clean. And then I'm just going to take this and we're going to pour it out on here since I wet it. And let it spread it out. A lot of that I threw out because there's a lot of burnt. Which is not going to hurt a thing. That's just where last night they got a little bit cold. That's pretty bloom. But nonetheless, we're going to spread it out. Let it dry a little bit. And there's some more seed pod. And then I'll put it on a sheet pan and do some in the freezer. And then I'll do some in the dehydrator. If you've got a freeze dryer, it's better to use the freeze dryer because it doesn't zap out part of the, the nutrients like the dehumidifier will. But we have both. I don't have a freeze dryer. I'm going to use the for real freezer because you can do that if you don't have a freeze dryer. And there's some that's not so perfect. I'll get rid of it because I've actually got a mason jar with some in it already. This will just be extra. I'm picking up any that looks rather rough. And we're going to let that dry out and we'll do the rest of it. This one I'm just putting in the freezer. And then these I'm just going to lay in the trays. This one has 4 trays. You just kind of throw them around in here. These dry out a lot quicker than you would think. And the dehydrator. Now I got it on all the trays. I can put this down in here. Like I said, this don't take no time at all. In fact, if you leave it on too long, it shrinks it up a lot. And it's a very simple dehydrator. One button. How much that dries that up? It dries it up so much that you barely have to crush it. But it's good and dry. Now I'm going to get me a jar and we'll throw it over in a jar. What I really need is a jelly jar. Would work better. Or a small spice jar. I probably got a small empty glass little spice jar I could use. Oh, look. Now then. You put it there and you just crush it with some, or you could crush it before you even put it in there like so. Smells so good. And one big thing for all day, at first I thought, oh Lord, it kind of stunk because there was so much of it. But now it's better. Now I can handle it. I'm going to just push it off on here and rake it off. And there, we got a lot of basil. I'll have to buy basil for a while. We still got that in the fridge. I don't think it's ready. I'll grab it and we can look at it real quick. And look, and when you do the freezer, it's not quite ready. It probably needs to be in there overnight. But it's getting there. It's drying up. It's froze. But it keeps its color, unlike, you know, this. But this has so much flavor still. It's not losing flavor because the stuff's actually really strong. Just smell of it. But there we go. We got some dried basil. A lot faster, I will say, in the dehydrator than the freezer. This will have to stay overnight and then it should be dried out pretty good.